Hi, Jefferson Bryant from Red Dirt Rods. Now we're continuing work on our headliner in the 69 Malibu, and we're about ready to do the sail panels. Now this involves recovering the original sail panels with new material that comes in the original parts group Stage 4 interior kit. We're going to show you some tips and tricks along the way so you can get this done for your project. Alright, now the next thing we need to do is take care of our sail panels. Now these are the original sail panels, and these are savable. If your panels are any worse than this, if they're falling apart, you need to replace them. An original parts group has new die cut pieces that you can use. Now the key on this is you want to make sure they stay side to side. Well, there's a real easy way to do that. This area right here, that's where a push clip goes. As long as you cover the opposite side of that, you'll be able to get it done. See, most times these are going to be peeled up a little bit, so you just want to real carefully peel that edge off. You want to come over here and do the same thing. You can flip it over, and you want to make sure you get it separated from the cardboard. You don't want to peel the cardboard apart. Now, sometimes it might take just a little bit of a layer off. That's okay. You just don't want to peel a big section of it. Be real careful towards the end, because that's where it's most likely going to tear away. Now this is going to show you a couple of things. This section was folded over, as was this section. Okay, so it was completely wrapped around the front and back side of the panel. This section and this section, however, these actually wrap to the rest of the tack strip in the car. It's part of what holds this in. So that's a key point for this installation. The headliner kit comes with additional material specifically for the sail panels, and that's this piece. So what we want to do is flip it over, lay it out on our bench here. We're just going to use a shop towel to knock the dust off of this. Now there's a trick to this. The material does have a little pattern in it. So what you want to do is keep the material aligned with this edge. Okay? So you don't want to sit them in here like this. You don't want to do them like that. You want to line it up with the edges as the material is shipped. By laying it up this way so that the grain is aligned with the width of the piece here, what that will do is help keep the grain structure lined up with the grain of the headliner. It doesn't always come out perfect, but this will get you pretty close. Okay, so we're just going to trace it out here. We're going to go ahead and split this right down the middle. I'm just going to flip this over. Now if you're using a spray gun with, spray glue, then just spray it on. We're not using that method since most people don't have that equipment. We're going to go back to using our standard high quality upholstery cement, and we're just going to be just real light. You don't have to be it does not have to be thick. This does have holes in it. You don't want it to bleed through, so we're just doing a real light coat. Now we're going to do the cardboard, and you can go a little heavier on the cardboard. Alright, then we can let this sit for a couple minutes. We've let this sit up for a few minutes to get tacky, and then we're just going to drop it on, and then we're going to push it in from the center and push our hand out all the way. Flip it over, work out any wrinkles or bubbles or anything. Alright, that came out pretty good. And as you can see, the long section with the short turn, which is right here, that wraps all the way around, and the opposite side of it, which is right here, that wraps all the way around. So what we're going to do, we're going to take our scissors, and we're just going to cut. We're going to leave about 3/4 to about 3/4 of an inch, half an inch around there. And we're just going to add a little bit of glue to this edge and to this edge. We're going to let that tack up for a minute. We're going to go ahead and trim a little bit of this back. This one has a little bit of a tricky spot because of this curve, and we really don't want to do much relief cut, so we're just going to grab that corner and we're going to bend it over first. And then just keep it clean all the way down. There we go. We're going to go ahead and relief cut this. We're just going to cut straight. And we're just going to cut a little bit of that away. Just want to pull it tight. Okay. Just going to go ahead and trim that back right here. Okay. Now then, now that we've got this, we want to leave about 2 inches here. So we're just going to cut about 2 inches. And we're going to do the same up here. Follow that curve. And that's our sail panel. Now we've got our panel trimmed, and so you can see there's 2 spots here and here that we have to glue up in order to get this thing to work. And so we're going to make a couple marks because we're going to trim away some of the other headliner that we've put on here. Okay, so I just want to make a mark right there. Now the reason I'm doing this is because I don't want any material behind here. I'm going to wrap the new material for the sail panel around to the back side, and it's actually going to be glued here and around to the back. Now this all gets covered with a piece of trim, but I want to make sure that I've got the best grip possible. The rest of this doesn't matter. So now with that done, we can go ahead and put our push pin back onto the part, and this is actually going to clip in right here, and it's going to hold this thing together. We're going to go ahead and use the regular glue because we don't have a lot of room to clip and hold this thing together. So we're going to go ahead and use this, and we're just going to take a little bit, brush it on. We've let our glue tack up, so we're going to go ahead and put our push pin in. Snug that down. That's going to go right here. Get that lined up. Pop that in. And now, just going to come up here. And then we can go ahead and trim away some more of this. Use some more of our clips to just hold that in place while that glue dries. And that's about all there is to installing sail panels. Make sure you check out OPGI.com for more videos, and we'll see you next time.